Welcome back to more Sip2Tally, where we're for the streets, and nothing's going to be more evident over the next 32 or so days where we tackle everybody in the streets, meaning the all 32 teams in the NFL. So what we're doing is we're going to count down the 32 teams from my point of view. And just to give you an overview of what's going on, and I'll kind of talk about this in the first couple of videos and let it phase itself out as we get further along in the countdown. There's 32 teams in the NFL. There are 8 divisions with 4 teams in each division. I ranked each team 1 through 32 in 9 different groups. The 9 groups are quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, O-line. Those are your offensive positions. On the defensive side, I took D-line and edge, put it together because that was a problem for me. It took the most time to try to separate edge and interior D-line, and I was having a problem with it. And I just grabbed it and put all the guys that play at the line of scrimmage together. And so once I did that, I was finally able to finish it. So you got D-line and edge together. Then you got off-ball linebackers. You got cornerbacks, and you got safeties. So you have 5 offensive positions, 4 defensive positions, for a total of 9 total positions. And so each one of those positions are ranked 1 through 32, 1 being the best. So for an example, and I'll take the quarterback position because we all know Kansas City is going to have a number 1 at the quarterback. We know that. So let's just say Kansas City got the number 1 quarterback, number 1 running back, number 1 receiver, number 1 tight end, number 1 O-line, number 1 everything. They'll have an average of number 1 across the board. And so they'll be ranked the number 1 team. So the lower your number, the better. So the key is throughout this process is to have the lowest number. Kind of like golf. So if whoever had the lowest number at the end of this, that's who I have as my number 1 ranked team. So that's the way this goes. And so starting off today at number 32 is the Los Angeles Rams. So before we get started with the Rams, if you like the video, hit the like button. You know, that helps the channel out, helps the channel grow. If you want to comment, whether you agree or disagree, just comment. We can have great conversation about it. Sometimes other people jump in the conversation, and it ends up being a great thing. As long as we are as long as we are respectful, not disrespectful. As long as we are respectful to other people's comments and thoughts, a great thing can happen. You never know. You maybe even learn something. I learn something new almost every day. If you really like the content and you have not subscribed, please do so and hit that bell so you can be notified anytime there's new content on the More Sip2Tally channel. All right, let's get started. So we're going to talk about the 32nd ranked team, and it is the Los Angeles Rams. Start with the QB room. The 15th ranked QB room, and in their QB room they have Matthew Stafford, Brett Ripken, Stetson Bennett, who's a rookie, and Dresser Wynn. Really, when you talk about the QBs, and a lot of times when we talk about the QBs in this countdown, it's going to be the number 1 guy until you get to some of those mid-tier to lower teams, and then you'll start looking to see who's their number 1 and who's the backup, because potentially that backup's going to play. So, but for the Rams, they're sitting at 15, and it's mainly because of what Stafford has done. When Stafford had Megatron, he was productive. When Stafford has Cooper Kupp, a healthy Cooper Kupp, he was productive. When Stafford had healthy Cooper Kupp and Odell, he was productive, and Van Jefferson. So when you put Stafford with players, he's productive. When Stafford has to go do it by himself and he has to be the guy, that's a little bit too much on him. So that's why I got Stafford ranked as the 15th. Well, not Stafford. The Rams QB room ranked as the 15th best room. Now, there are rumors that Stetson Bennett is out there spinning it. So he may potentially be the heir apparent to Matt Stafford, even though, you know, Ripken's out there. But it appears to be that Stetson Bennett may be the guy. And Stetson Bennett ain't the best, you know, biggest name out there. Stetson Bennett probably ain't but a year or two younger than Matt Stafford already. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, when we get to their running back room, Their running back room is ranked 24th on my list. And again, this is where I want you guys to comment, whether you agree or disagree. Put those comments down in the comments section. And they had Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, and Kyron Williams. Those three guys by themselves, not average, but got just over 1,000 yards, right around 1,100 yards. And you know, Cam, I really like coming out of Florida State. Henderson came out of Memphis. I really like those guys, like Mississippi guys. So, you know, they got a leg up, and I kind of know a little bit about those guys. But looking at it as a whole, Cam is a guy that potentially can get you 1,200 to 1,300 yards. Got to stay healthy. Put the ball on the turf when he came back. That Super Bowl run, the late in the playoffs, was kind of putting the ball on the turf. Hadn't been the guy that I thought he could be, but he still has the potential to do that. Henderson's a great backup, can step in and start some games if you need him to, but they just got to put it together. And when you look at some other rooms around the NFL, you know, I had him up there early, had him higher early, but as I started looking at other rooms, they kind of drop back. So I have him ranked 24th, but they got to produce. There's potential there, but they haven't done it so far. They haven't put it together so far. And injuries play a part of it too. And you'll see when I get to other rankings from other teams where you see a guy with so much potential and, you know, he can do so many different things. But if he can't stay healthy, that's part of the equation. So injuries play a part of, you know, in my numbers also. Let's go to their wide receiver room. Now, wide receivers for them, I have them ranked 14th, which is one person plays a big role in this for them. Cooper Kupp, arguably the best wide receiver in NFL, but was hurt last year. Let's throw some names out there. Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, who I really like from UF, Ben Skowronek, who's a receiver that he's all right, average to below average, but he's a fundamentally sound guy. They just picked up DeMarcus Robinson. I really love Tutu Atwell. He's small, but extremely fast, and they started to add ways to get Tutu Atwell the ball last year. As far as numbers, we all know Cooper Kupp was hurt last year, so their leading receiver yards-wise was, let me see if I can find it. It still was Cooper Kupp with 812 yards, even though, you know, he didn't play that many games, only played 9 games. Next behind him was the tight end, Tyler Bigbie, but we'll get to tight ends in a minute. Slowick had 376 yards. Atwell had 298. So Allen Robinson, who's I don't think no longer there. Let's see. Allen Robinson is no longer there with 339, and then Van Jefferson had 369. So the guy who really has to step up for them in this group is Van Jefferson. He has to come into his own as the number 2 behind Cooper Kupp. He don't have to step into that role that when they had that Super Bowl run that Odell was playing. And I think Van Jefferson can do that. He has a ton of potential. His dad's an NFL coach. He just got to step in there and do it. Tyler Higbee, who I mentioned a minute ago, was their second leading receiver because he was healthy. He played in almost every game, played in all the games, matter of fact. Bryson Hopkins, Hunter Long, Davis Allen. I have them ranked as the 29th tight end room. Not very good. And you'll start to see in these rankings that are coming out from, for the rest of this video why they're the last place team. That tight end room as a whole is not very good. Higbee's okay, but everything behind him is just not very good. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Moving on to their O-line room, it's not much better. I have their O-line ranked as the 31st O-line. They struggle. There's no real name up there that you may know. No Boom replaced a legend. Played with the Bengals, played with the Rams for all those years. I'm trying to remember his name off the top of my head. He's on the broadcast booth now on Thursday Night Football. I really like his swag, and you guys can put it in the comment section. I can't remember his name, but he wears a suit coat with the hoodies up under it. I can't think his name off the top of my head. But he was a legend with Cincinnati and with the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. But Note Boom replaced him, and you really there's nobody on that line that's a household name. Havenstein is okay, but that O-line is just not very good. It's just not very good. And I got him ranked as the 31st O-line. then you'll start to see when we go over to the defensive side, it's just don't get very much better. But let's start to move over to the defensive side for the Rams. All right, let's look at their D-line and edge group. Now, obviously, they have the number one guy, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is first ballot Hall of Famer for sure. Probably one of the best defensive players to ever touch an NFL film, to ever suit up in an NFL jersey. But this is as a whole. This is as a whole. So their D-line and edge group, I have them ranked 15th. And I'm gonna read off some names so you can kind of see. So let's just say Aaron Donald, and they're ranked number one. But I'm gonna read off some names that's around Aaron Donald, and you'll see why they slip so far down. Bobby Brown III, do you know him? Kobe Turner, do you know him? Do you know him? You know any of those guys? Byron Young, rookie from Tennessee, do you know him? Michael Hoyt, do you know him? So Aaron Donald puts them at one, but the pieces around him, just slide them on back. Just slide them on back. So I understand Aaron Donald being that guy, and he's probably going to command double teams. But those names around him, you got to slide them on back. And then when you go up to linebackers, for their linebacker group, I have them as the 32nd ranked linebacker group. There are two inside linebackers, Ernest Jones, Christian Rosenbaum. I have them ranked 32nd at inside linebacker. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you look it up for yourself. I mean, Rams fans gonna hate me, but it is what it is. I'm sure a lot of people out there will agree with me. A lot, and I don't hate the Rams. I like the Rams. I do. I mean, I'm a huge Todd Gurley fan. What he did for the Rams was amazing. So I ain't hating on the Rams. It is what it is. I'm trying to be as open-minded as objective or subjective, which one the right way to use that, as possible. But it is what it is. Let's move on. That cornerback room. They got rid of Ramsey. And at cornerback they got I think Jacoby Durant as a starter, and Robert Rochelle. Those are two starters. I got them ranked 32nd. Jacoby Durant, Robert Rochelle as they starting corners. Got them ranked 32nd as corners. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I got them ranked 32nd as safeties too. Jordan Fuller and Rush East. So on the defensive side, and this is the main reason probably why they're last on my list as ranked 32nd team in the NFL. The defensive side, I have them last in the safety room, last in the cornerback room, last in the linebacker room, and 15th on the D-line/edge room. Los Angeles Rams came out to be 32nd on my list, and with that average score, when you look at it across the board, I would show you my Excel sheet, but then you would see all the other teams. But when you look at across the sheet as their average, as far as their rankings across the board, they had a 24.888889, which put them as the 32nd ranked team on my list. So this is the synopsis of the Los Angeles Rams from my rankings. Like me putting all this together and ranking each team 1 through 32, I came up with the Los Angeles Rams as my 32nd ranked team in the NFL this year. Now, are they going to be the worst team in the NFL? Probably not. Because with everything that we do preseason-wise, and when I say we, I mean me, everybody on YouTube, and the experts. I mean the 4-letter networks and the 3-letter networks, we all get it wrong. We all do. Because the NFL is a crapshoot. All these no-name people I just named out could go out there and have the best years of their career, and they could be 12-2. I mean, whatever, 14-2 or 15-2, or however many games it is. But again, right now on paper, I got them as a 32nd ranked team. And again, I appreciate you guys for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world. But the thing is, comment. Am I too high on a certain group? Am I too low on a certain group? Am I spot on? Do I not know what I'm talking about? any comments you want. You know, I respond to them. Somebody else will respond to them. Just keep it respectful, and I keep it respectful with you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I appreciate you guys for coming out, and check out number 31 tomorrow. More Sip to Tally, Coach Evans. Peace.